Okay, here we are at Jurassic Quest, and we just paid to get in, and now we are coming to see a puppet that's not a puppet, it's a real one.
I want to see.
It's a real dinosaur.
So are you guys selling those?
Those are cute.
They're baby dinosaurs, they're not for sale.
If you find one running around, you can take it.
Those are so cute.
Where did you get them?
Her name's Cammy, this is Trixie. I don't know.
We're taking care.
They're
We're
real.
babysitting.
Yeah,
Their
we're
mom and dad
babysitting.
are on a display right now.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on, folks.
Oh, darn.
They're staying in character. That's okay. They're staying in character as well. They should. Okay, there it is. Jurassic Quest. And then this is where we get our audio share.
You should have me drive, so then you could.
It's okay. No, this is okay. Because it's not really a driving. It's just like, going from spot to spot. Maybe we're going to get in a long line and it's not moving. You can see it. This is cool. This is fun. Stay in your lane. Okay, here's the audio tour. How do we do it? Yeah.
She wants. Oh.
You can scan it with your camera, and
Okay.
I'll give you the link.
Can I do it right now? Like this?
Are you taking video, or I think it has to be on my camera?
Oh, it has to be on the camera. Do you have your phone?
Yes.
Do you want to do it? Okay. Okay, so she's going to scan it and then we just listen to it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's working. Thank you. Okay, so we were able to get the sound on the phone. Let me take a video of the phone. Okay, so now it's playing the audio and we can listen while we go. It says start your audio now, so we started a little early, I guess. So here we go. Oh, that's good. You hear it? That's fun. I hear dinosaurs.
Hey there! Is this thing working? This is Dino Dustin. Here's one year of the Jurassic period, around 200 million years ago. Now, a lot of people have ideas of
That's a
Dilophosaurus
nice
spitting
one.
poison,
Look at it.
venom, or acid, and a lot of the pictures and toys show them with a big frill around their neck. Well, unfortunately, the movies that this idea comes from used what we call artistic license, which is just a fancy way of saying they just plain made it up. We don't know for sure that some dinosaurs didn't spit poison, but we don't have any reason to think that Dilophosaurus did. There's also no evidence that they had that colored ruff. Frill is seen in other creatures when frightened, like a frilled neck lizard or a wild William Shakespeare, but not in Dilophosaurus, as far as we know. Who can name the dinosaur here covered in plates? If you said Stegosaurus, you're right. Stegosaurus is a
There's a
Jurassic
stegosaur.
plant eater whose back, neck, and tail were covered in
get these
bony
birds?
plates.
Yeah.
Stegosaurus had a
That
special
feather.
weapon. Along its tail, it had a set of spikes called a thagomizer that it would use to defend itself from predators. And the predator it had to worry about the most was Allosaurus. T-Rex isn't the only scary
There's
meat-eater dinosaur
Allosaurus,
we have
okay.
here in Jurassic Quest. Allosaurus was one of the larger predators around in the late Jurassic. Allosaurus had long arms for a theropod with big, hooked claws. These could help it grip onto its prey while it used its serrated teeth as its primary weapon. We know it used its arms because scientists have found signs of microscopic stress fractures on the bones of their forearms. This happens in bones when a person or an animal is using force to move heavy weight with their bodies. They might have used their arms to keep prey from getting away, or possibly to hold onto a Stegosaurus's tail to avoid getting hit. The little guys in the scene are called guanlong. They're an early member of the Coelosaur family that lived in what is now China. The Coelosaur family was made up of mostly small predators.
Oh, that's that little
As
guy.
time went by, some
That
Coelosaurs
guanlong,
eventually became a bit bigger. Specifically, Tyrannosaurus rex. The big, long-necked dinosaur in this scene is Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus is what we call a sauropod, or a long-necked dinosaur. Sauropods were the biggest animals to ever walk on Earth. In order to
Okay,
get
that one's
big,
not moving, right?
sauropods had to eat all the time.
Oh, wait, no, look at his mouth.
Even more,
I think
These
he
long
is
neck
supposed
giants
to be
didn't
moving.
waste time chewing, but swallowed the leaves
Well,
from
it
trees.
said, oh, his tail's
But
moving.
they had a special
said not
trick
all
to
of
help
them
them
move.
digest their food.
Okay.
Sauropods would sometimes
Yeah, there goes
crane
his
their
tail.
long
Oh, you're right.
necks
His
down to
mouth
the
is
ground
moving.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it
swallow
looks like
small
he's
stones.
trying to.
Those rocks would help
He's trying
grind
to
up their
move like
food
his
once
legs.
it was inside. Those rocks are called gastroliths, or stomach rocks in Latin. These gastroliths are super important because they help scientists to learn the migration patterns of these dinosaurs.
And he just lined up. I mean, it is sold out. They weren't
is.
kidding when they said sold out. I mean, that was crazy.
Well, I was imagining that it would be very popular.
Yeah. Well, it certainly is. I mean, and it's $58 a carload. I mean,
Oh, it
that's
is?
like, oh, and that's without the extras.
Okay.
See, a lot of people buy the extras, which probably make it almost $100 a carload. I mean, that's, I guess if you fill up your car, and most of these cars, do you think are full? What do you see?
Well, that car over there has 3 or 4 or 5 people in it.
Yeah. I guess most people do have people in the back seat.
Yeah.
Because then if it doesn't seem as expensive if you've got a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, if you're bringing a family of 5, then it's $10 a person.
Right. So that's cheaper than a movie used to be back when there were movies.
Oh, yeah.
Here we can start the audio.
Cretaceous was the longest of the 3 periods of the Mesozoic. The Cretaceous period saw all kinds of strange new life forms, including weird new plants that we call flowers. We're starting off in what is now England during the early Cretaceous, roughly 120 million years ago. The duck-billed dinosaur you see is what we call an iguanodon, and it's one of the first dinosaurs to be
It's
discovered
not working
and
very
named.
well.
Some of you might have already guessed that iguanodon means iguana tooth. When iguanodon was discovered in England, no one had ever even heard of dinosaurs yet. So when it came time to name this bizarre new animal, the only similarities anyone could think of were that its teeth kind of look like the teeth of an iguana, only bigger. The very first drawings of iguanodon depicted it as a giant iguana-like creature. The animal it's next to is Baryonyx. Baryonyx was a carnivore, and specifically, it ate fish. We know that it ate fish because when the first Baryonyx skeleton was found in England in the 1980s,
The green one you may not
it
be
had
able to see.
fossilized fish bones and fish scales
Oh, down
inside
there.
of its belly, along with a few bones from a young iguanodon. Since it lived in what is now England, as one of its last meals was fish, this could be the earliest evidence of anyone in the UK ordering fish and chips.
Our quest is now.
Okay, I'm pausing it again because we're getting behind. The thing is that the cars don't necessarily go with the recording, so. But that's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know, they're doing the best they can. I wonder what this is like at night to go through, you know.
Oh, but I wonder if
Do
you
you see?
can.
Oh, maybe not, because I don't see any lights.
Yeah,
really.
I think maybe it stops at 5.
Oh, I think you're right, yeah. Oh, he's pretty cool looking, this guy.
I like hearing them.
Yeah, they do
And
have
this one
good
has
sound
audio.
effects. Yeah, I just heard him
Or do you
growling.
want to turn this back
We
on?
can get it started, yeah.
Taking us from Europe to the continent of Asia, still in the early Cretaceous. The big dino you see here is Eutyrannus, the feathered tyrant. Eutyrannus is part of the Tyrannosauridae family. That means it's a relative of the T-Rex. Eutyrannus lived in the Liaoning province of China. What makes Eutyrannus special is that it is the largest dinosaur that we know of with feathers. We know that Eutyrannus had feathers
Oh, the
because
feathers.
of where and when it lived. About 120 million years ago, a volcanic eruption blanketed much of the Liaoning province with hot ash. Like what happened at Pompeii thousands of years
Look,
ago.
his legs are fuzzy.
While that was devastating to the
Yeah.
animals back
He's
in time, it's
cute.
great for paleontologists
See that?
because it preserves soft tissue, in some cases including
Oh, he's
feathers.
making a noise. He's not really moving, but.
It's Mark Ranger Marty again, and welcome to the early Cretaceous North America. Furry guy is Utahraptor. Now let's see, can anyone guess where Utahraptor was discovered? That's right, Cincinnati. Just kidding, folks. Utahraptor was found in Utah. Utahraptor is the largest known member of the raptor
Oh,
family.
he's another
Now behind him
furry
is a
feather.
predator named Ceats.
Oh, look at
Ceats was a
that. I
massive
wonder if
predator
the
that lived at
colors
the
are
end of the early Cretaceous. Cretaceous.
How would you know it's
Very little was known about Ceats due to how recent of a
Now there's
discovery
rumors
it
that they
is.
were bright
But
like
it is
that.
thought to be a member of the Allosauridae group that lived into the early Cretaceous. Ceats lived in North America at about the same time as some members of the Tyrannosaur family. But those Tyrannosaurs didn't get any larger than about the size of a Great Dane because the alpha predator role had already been filled by Ceats. It wasn't until Ceats went extinct that larger Tyrannosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex took the stage. Also in this scene, you'll see Deinonychus, or Deinonychus if you prefer. The name means terrible claw because of the sickle-like claws on its toes. If you've ever seen a movie that had a dinosaur called Velociraptor, there's a good chance it was actually a Deinonychus, and the director just thought that Velociraptor sounded cooler.
Make sure to pause your audio tour until you reach our next dinosaur scene.
Okay. So that's how they keep up the timing. With you just pause it and then you play it. That was pretty good.
Takes us to the continent of Africa in the early Cretaceous period. The dinosaur standing here is one that I bet a lot of you know. Can you guess what it is? Did you say Spinosaurus? You got it. Spinosaurus is one of the largest carnivores to ever walk the earth. But it mostly ate fish. We know that because Spinosaurus's teeth have been found embedded in fossilized bones of large fish. Although they have also been found in the bones of other dinosaurs. A lot of time in and around water, and that's where we're going. Welcome to the Western Interior Seaway. That's a shallow sea that stretched from the Gulf of Mexico to the Arctic Ocean during the Cretaceous period. The Great Plains of what is now the United States and Canada used to be underwater. Lots of marine fossils are found in places
These are
like
pretty neat.
Kansas.
Look at the fins moving.
The first creature here is the long-necked Elasmosaurus.
Now, wouldn't a kid
It's a
love to
relative
sit on
of the
top of one of
plesiosaurs.
those?
Yes, of
Much
course.
bigger.
Yeah, how do they
Second
keep people in their car?
is Archelon,
Yeah.
the biggest sea turtle known to exist. It had a leathery shell called carapace.
Ooh.
And just like sea turtles today, it probably laid eggs on land. The huge, fearsome creature is Tylosaurus. A relative of Mosasaurus, its name means the knob lizard because of a bony protrusion on the end of its snout that might have been used to ram into its prey. Tylosaurus is a member of the Squamata family. That's the group of reptiles that includes lizards and
That is
snakes.
super cool.
They had forked tongues for tasting
Doesn't that look
scents
like a
in the water.
piranha?
They even had a row of teeth in the back of their mouths for holding on to prey in the water. And that scary fish that you see that looks like a cross between a piranha and a tuna is Xiphactinus. Xiphactinus was a voracious predator that lived in the oceans all over the world.
Here we have 3 kinds of dinosaurs from Mongolia, starting with Velociraptor. Despite what you may have seen in movies, Velociraptor is not 6 feet tall, but actually about 3 feet tall, 6 feet long, and about 20 to 30 pounds. Just think of an extra scary turkey. We also know that at least one Velociraptor attacked a Protoceratops, the next dinosaur in this scene. This is thanks to the fossil of a Velociraptor and Protoceratops found, who died still locked in combat. The Protoceratops broke the Velociraptor's arm with its powerful beak.
Oh, see, it's a
Moments
scene
before
of
they
what's
were
happening.
both buried in sand by a landslide. The other dinosaur in the scene, Oviraptor, has an unfortunate name.
Yet another dinosaur from Mongolia is the large Therizinosaurus you see here, with the long claws. The claws on its hands could grow up to 3 feet long, making them the longest claws in the animal kingdom. Titan lived in what is now eastern Russia. It's in a special group of duck-billed dinosaurs called lambeosaurs, which are famous for the elaborate crests on their heads. These crests would have certainly served as display structures, but may also have been used in some lambeosaurs as resonating chambers to make sounds used to communicate effectively through the herd. Speaking of communication, I've been directed to ask you all to keep an eye out for any free-roaming dinosaurs that may or may not be wandering around the park.
Hi, Park Ranger Marty here. Hope you're not mad at me about accidentally releasing the T-Rexes. Anyway, In this scene, you see Jqdrivethru. Jqdrivethru is a tyrannosaur from China and is closely related to Alioramus from Mongolia. Both have awfully long, narrow noses for members of the tyrannosaur family. We're not sure what those noses may have been used for. Maybe to cut through water, making them faster, more accurate fishermen, or maybe they were specializing in smaller, faster prey, not needing the powerful vitamin T-Rex.
Now we travel to Argentina. The big animal you see in this scene is Giganotosaurus, arguably one of the largest meat-eating dinosaurs. Though it may look a lot like T-Rex, it's actually a much different animal. Unlike a T-Rex, it has 3 claws on each hand, a lighter bone structure, and teeth that were designed for slicing. Unlike a T-Rex's, which were meant for crushing through bones and ripping car tops open. Speaking of which, if you see one of our missing T-Rexes, please let one of our 3 security guards know where. Second largest in this scene is Carnotaurus, which means meat-eating bull because of peculiar horns on its head. It might have used its horns as a weapon against other predators. It's a very funny-looking dinosaur, not just because of the horns, but because of its tiny little arms. Carnotaurus has one of the smallest arms of any known dinosaur, even smaller than the T-Rex. The small dinosaur you see in this scene is Albersaurus, a small, fast predator that lived in Argentina during the late Cretaceous period. It is believed to have eaten insects.
The dinosaur with the long crest on the back of its head is called Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus is a hadrosaur, a family of dinosaurs sometimes called duck-billed dinosaurs because of the shape of their snouts. Other hadrosaurs include Iguanodon, Ouranosaurus, Alouratitan, and Edmontosaurus, among many others. Parasaurolophus is a cool dinosaur because it's one of the few dinosaurs where we know what they might have sounded like. Paleontologists discovered that by looking at the crest on its head. What they found were tubes inside going back and forth between the nasal passage and the throat. When they recreated blowing air through their tubes, they discovered that the crest would have made a horn sound.
Quetzalcoatlus is the largest horned animal to ever change the sky. It's not Texas because everything is bigger in Texas. It's named after the Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec feather serpent deity. It had a wingspan of 36 feet. That's the same as a small plane. Standing like it is here, it was the height of a giraffe.
A Mesopotamian bird demon. It is a large North American oviraptorate found in the Hell Creek Formation of South Dakota and had a beak with no teeth. Anzu is relatively a new discovery, and scientists are still trying to learn more about this creature.
Now, there are 2 families of Ceratopsians, Chasmosaurians and Centrosaurians. Now, Chasmosaurians have 2 prominent eye horns above their eyes and a very large frill. Centrosaurians do not typically have prominent eye horns and tend to have smaller frills, but sometimes they have some rather ornate horns coming out of those frills. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Ceratopsians or any dinosaur, you can text your questions to me at 844-DINO-411.
That's funny you text and then do they answer you? I guess there's someone sitting there with a phone.
Kind of like
This
a help
armored
desk.
dinosaur is Ankylosaurus, also known as fused lizard. Ankylosaurus was armored from head to toe with bits of bones on their skin called osteoderms. They are known for having a bony club tail, which was used to swing back and forth as a weapon to deter predators. Scientists have even found a T-Rex fossil with a broken leg that was shattered at about the same height as an Ankylosaurus tail club. This suggests that Ankylosaurus could fight off a T-Rex and possibly even win. The animal here is a Pachycephalosaurus, meaning thick-headed lizard, named after its thick, domed skull. It is often depicted as being used to headbutt each other for dominance, but some scientists think it is more likely used for display.
and that the large dome didn't grow until much later in life, which has implications for the next dinosaur in this scene, Dracorex Hogwartsia. And if that sounds like something from a Harry Potter book, that's because it's from a Harry Potter book. The name actually means Dragon King of Hogwarts, because its skull looked a lot like the skull of a dragon. There are some who think that as this dinosaur aged, the shape of its skull changed, and that what we're really seeing here is a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. But we won't know for sure until more fossils are found.
That is one strange
I've got
looking one.
great news, everyone. Our
You see
brand
how
new
kids
head of
would love
security,
that?
Lisa,
They would just love
has
that.
managed to locate one of the T-Rexes and report it back to his area. That's great news because
the
T-Rex is
T-Rex.
one of the most common favorite dinosaurs. So that means we can actually talk about the T-Rex, the tyrant lizard king, while we have one of the here to look at. Tyrannosaurus Rex have the most powerful bite of any land animal, between 8,000 and 12,000 pounds per square inch. The Triceratops. The cool thing about Triceratops. No! The last T-Rex is in with the Triceratops' pen, and he's eating the Triceratops.
Oh, look.
Oh no, folks,
Okay,
this
so
is
it
Look, that's it
That's my
eating.
favorite
Oh,
Triceratops.
Oh.
Lisa, we've located the missing
the
T-Rex.
T-Rex
Lisa, do you copy?
is eating the
No, this is
Triceratops.
terrible.
Oh, look at his face.
Since we're here, Triceratops is an herbivore from the end of the Cretaceous period. That's the same time and place that T-Rex
That's
lived.
funny.
Now,
It's not funny. It's
Triceratops
sad. Look at the.
face
I
the
know.
obvious reasons.
Aw.
Scientists used to think that Triceratops used the frill on the back of its head to defend its neck from T-Rex. That seems like it would make a lot of sense, but there's actually evidence that when T-Rex did eat Triceratops, he would sometimes bite down on that frill and pull the Triceratops' head right off.
Oh my gosh.
It was less
That's
of
kind
the
of
shield
gruesome. You think
and
kids
more
would
the
be
whole
like
town.
afraid of that?
No.
Favorite
You know, this
dinosaur.
No.
But
With
that
all the
crest
video
was
games
still
they
there
play
for some
now about
reason.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And now for something scarier with an even bigger bite. Megalodon. Megalodon is the largest shark to ever swim the seas. It is believed to reach up to 60 feet in length and had rows of hundreds of teeth. These teeth would sometimes fall out and be replaced with new teeth, similar to sharks today. Megalodon teeth have been found on every continent, including Antarctica. For centuries, these teeth were thought to be
Yes, that is
the
it. How
petrified
nice.
tongues of dragons and sea serpents. What they actually were was no less scary. The good news is that Megalodon is definitely extinct, despite what some TV shows and movies would have you think. While the ocean
Okay, now
can be
what's
treacherous,
the. Are they selling it?
Megalodon is not the danger in it.
Oh no. What
At
is
least
T-Rex?
not anymore.
Oh, this is what you can buy now.
Right.
I didn't see the puppets.
Is this thing on? This is Lisa.
Well, she said they weren't
Jurassic Quest
puppets
security liaison.
and they weren't for
Does
sale.
They're not for sale.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
It looks
that's
like our guests made it out
Oh, okay.
safely too. Be sure to let the guests know that they can leave reviews of their experience on Jurassic Quest Facebook
So
page.
now we
And
buy
on
the
Yelp and
souvenir.
Check It.
Yes.
I know it helps us a
That's
lot.
good.
knowing
Well, so
when
you don't have to get out of your car. It's safe, right?
Right.
You can still shop and be safe at the same time.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to Jurassic Quest. Security liaison
So
Lisa,
here's
signing out.
double ones. I can get the price on these. $25.
There's some
Sword.
t-shirts, magnetic hoodie, plush toys.
With
Hi,
us.
thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.